Hey everyone, this is First Warn Storm Team Chief Meteorologist Brad Pam. Just a quick update on the freezing rain out there. Good news, bad news kind of situation. We still have some freezing rain out there right now. Let me pause the loop here. But we are getting closer to the freezing mark. In fact, around Charlotte, we're at 32 degrees. Two things I'm noticing that's working in our favor. We don't have an Arctic high to the north resupplying the cold air, so that's good news. At the same time, we've got warm southerly winds and southeasterly winds developing, and we've got really warm air aloft. In fact, the temperature above our head right now is about 45, 46 degrees at 5,000 feet. So as this heavy moisture down to the south that you see down here starts to move in, it's actually going to help mix down warm air to the surface. It's also going to moisten up the low levels. If you look at the dew point temperatures, another thing to look at is the dew point temperatures are getting close to 29, 30 degrees. There's not much more room for evaporative cooling. So as the dew point gets to 32, you can't cool the air anymore through evaporation. So as you moisten up the low levels, you mix in warm air from aloft, and you get a south wind that starts to develop. And we're starting to see that down here, and an easterly wind develop to our east. This is all going to work in our favor. Now, it's going to be slow to happen, especially from Morganton to Hickory to Statesville, but temperatures are going up. In fact, right now in Charlotte, it's 32 on the nose. It's 30 in Monroe. It's 32 in Chester and 32 in Lancaster. So we're starting to see, and you can see to our south and east, temperatures are warming up. We're kind of getting a smaller and smaller cat. So it might take a couple more hours. I think in Charlotte, we're probably looking at 10 or 11 o'clock. In the foothills, it might be more like midnight to 1 a.m. But as this heavy rain band comes in from the south, it's not going to just fall into cold air because it's such heavy rain and it's falling from warmer air aloft. It's going to warm up the low levels. I would be really worried if we had an Arctic high sitting over Pennsylvania or the Northeast that was resupplying our low-level cold air. We don't have that. So we are only left with what's cold air is at the surface. And because we've had mainly light precipitation today, it hasn't been overwhelmed by the moisture or the warm air aloft. That is going to change later this evening. So very, very confident that later tonight we're going to warm up above freezing. In fact, by morning we could be in the low to mid 40s in a lot of locations, maybe even upper 40s. The problem is it's going to take a couple more hours. So between right now and I'd say midnight to 1 a.m., there's still going to be ice in many locations. But by sunrise, 4, 5, 6 a.m., for people going to work, we're going to be okay. Of course, we'll have a complete update and have complete coverage of this with updated temperatures and future casts coming up at 11 o'clock right here on NBC Charlotte. I'll see you then.